good.
Welcome!
So
Da-da-da-da! All right. Welcome, one and all, to the Witchwood Gambit. So, I went, okay. I'm your Dungeon Master. I'm Liz Sissio from By the Dice. I am honored to be here with my super talented, super creative friends who love geeking out with me and have really worked with me to build a very cool story. We are currently missing a player. They should be here tomorrow. They may even honor us tonight, so we will see about that. Before we go too far, any announcements or shout-outs? Starting with you, Chris.
No, I don't really have anything, but welcome to the New Year's Eve stream.
Yeah, Happy New Year's Eve, everybody.
Happy New Year.
And if you're actually joining us for this, we super appreciate this. I know most of you will catch this after tonight because you're probably having a wonderful time with your friends and family. But if you're having a wonderful time with friends and family here with us, thank you so very much. Anaya, any announcements or shout-outs?
anything I might have had is no longer in my brain.
All right. John?
Other than thanking everybody for, like you said, tuning in, and thanks to my mom for the lovely Christmas gifts. She got us a full set of these beautiful, nice steel flagons that will work for all of our drinking purposes.
Nice.
I got one around here, but I'm sticking with my glass for now.
That's completely fair, so am I. It is New Year's, so please be in mind that we may be a little bit more blatant in things like our cannabis usage because it's the New Year and we're celebrating.
And we might drink a little bit more than we normally do. Delicious.
Yeah, I would like to give a shout out to Cameron at the D&D Coalition. I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time to read my email and reply.
Okay, so I also would like to give a shout out to Thessalian Studios. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Thessalian Studios. They have Creative Commons music, and that's what we'll be using tonight. You can find the link for that down in the description on the video. Music tonight, courtesy of Thessalian Studios. Shout out, thank you guys for being awesome and providing royalty-free music for content creators like us. I also want to give a shout out to Ginny D. That's Ginny, and D is spelled D-I. First of all, because her videos have been completely invaluable in helping us create wonderful, unique, and dynamic characters. Oh, we got her calendar this year, and I have a badass set of dice that came with that. So thank you, Ginny D, for all the help and inspiration that you have been. And I think it's time to get started. Yeah. Is there anything else before?
I think we're good.
I think we're good, so...
All right, excellent. So next, we would like to introduce everyone to our newest cast of characters. I don't want to go first. Okay, Chris doesn't want to go first either. But
well, we've got this huge D20. Why don't we just roll for initiative and be done with it?
Yes, let's roll for initiative. All right. No, Pudgy, you pick
first.
You touched it.
You touched it.
You go first.
What am I rolling it on? Because it's not going to fit my dice tray.
Just roll it and whatever. What did you get?
4.
4. All right.
Nice and low.
Nice Nice and low, yes.
19.
19.
Come on, roll a nat 20.
And
Roll a nat 20.
All right. Yeah, so you really have to play with it to get it to
Right.
roll.
Right.
That is a 10.
10.
10. And
Look at you with your big old bare hand. You're just like, I'm gonna roll it.
17.
17.
Ah,
All right.
1,
Bing,
2,
bing,
3,
bing.
4.
All right.
Well,
Well,
You're
you
not
got your
going
wish.
first?
Yay!
You're not first, you're last.
I did come up with a last name at the last minute.
Oh, fantastic. All right.
Last works for me.
Alright, so. Did you want to introduce our world first since.
Nope. I've got this covered.
So, tonight I'll be playing Darby Crossfield. Now, Darby Crossfield never felt like he fit in until the moment that in his youth when he first saw the Caveliers with his own eyes, and he was instantly in awe. There among the ranks were Fearbald like him, walking shoulder to shoulder with humans and elves, and at their lead a Duergar. In that moment, his moss-green face became alight with new hope that he could one day rise above his station, the station of his people, his farmers. He too would become a Cavalier, and one day prove himself equal to the other species. Now, at the age of 19 and graduating, he has distinguished himself as a healer, with a penchant for breaking the rules when need be, and often finding his mind wandering to the ways of his Fey and ancestry. With spare time spent in the cheap side of town using his druid craft to help window box gardens flourish, or at times patching up a classmate after lights out and being caught on his way back to the bunk, which on occasion has landed him in the break. That
Okay.
goes to the next.
So, next we have Lachlan Gale. He is a tall, well-built Air Genasi, with a simple, easy style and a charming smile. He carries himself with poise and confidence, and is always trying to prove his dignity and worth to himself and his friends. Slow to conflict, Lachlan sees himself as a man of wits, and fighting is to him a last resort. Over the years, Lachlan has developed a reputation as a man with no tolerance for those who would bully or abuse the weak or the vulnerable. As his reputation got him noticed, he was approached one day by a uniformed soldier, another Genasi, and recruited into the legendary Cavaliers. Cavaliers, sorry.
It's okay.
My reading right now is atrocious. My dyslexia kicked in.
I had the same problem.
But anyways, the Cavaliers. Lachlan never saw himself as an ambitious man, but when he took his oath to the Cavaliers, he dedicated himself to the noble causes with his whole heart. While still deeply shy, Lachlan relies on the guidance of the great Archfey patron for the courage and strength to face all evil and darkness, to protect those he loves and his comrades in his country.
Very nice. Very nice. I have my blurb in audio form, but that's fine. It's fine. I am Caritas Olmus. I am the eldest daughter of the Olmus family, a wealthy family here in Cairne Tintegaele. And while my younger sister gives me so many headaches, I couldn't see my life any differently. I think I might go mad without her keeping me busy. We have lived our lives in service to the people who work much harder than we do for the luxuries that we enjoy. And when it came time to choose a path of my own, alongside my oath to Apollo, I chose to swear an oath to the Cavaliers. Much to my delight and dismay, my sister followed in my footsteps and joined alongside me, and we will see what the world gives us from here.
Beautiful. Nice. Here's my dookie. My character's name is Dorian Stone. It means man of the ocean or man of the sea. He's a water genasi of medium build with dark blue skin covered in sea green markings like tattoos from an unknown language. His body is also covered in scars, particularly his back, and at least one notably large scar down from his right shoulder across his chest that runs nearly the length of his torso. Sorry, I can't read the writing. I apologize. Screwed up. Anyways, yet another injury Dorian has no memory of acquiring. In fact, Dorian has no memory at all before 3 years ago when he was found by the Leviathan Brigade of the Caveliers, who rescued him when he washed to the shores from a shipwreck he also no longer recalls. Dorian is flirty, fluid, and sometimes a touch flamboyant. When he grins, flashing his piranha-like teeth, he can brighten or charm in equal measure. He joined the Cavaliers as a way to honor those that had rescued and brought him to this beautiful land of... I can't pronounce
Eirelahn.
that. Eirelahn. Clever, witty, and quick with a sword, Dorian has proven himself a capable soldier, a loyal companion, and still a mysterious but nonetheless stalwart friend. Stalwart friend, yeah.
Well, thank you everyone for those fantastic introductions. I really appreciate that. And welcome once again, one and all, to the Witchwood. The world is called Lurra Tor, and our tale begins in the ancient and magnificent city of Cairne Tintegaele. It is a legendary capital. Okay. It is the legendary capital on the beautiful island of Eirelahn. It is a chill winter's morning. It is the dawning of the 9th century, and a delicate frost of snow clings to the ground as the morning bells begin to chime. Soon the quiet cobbled lanes and avenues will bustle with craftsmen and workmen, merchants and shoppers. As the glittering winter sun begins to rise, you find yourself waking to the certain realization that you are cadets no longer. In a few short hours, you will be assigned your brigades. Through the thick stone walls of your sparse but comfortable barrack rooms, you can all hear the sounds of other cadets rising and readying themselves for the day ahead, and a sure and steady striking of footfalls Captain Robert Hansel, a gruff but well-liked archery instructor, rings through the stone corridors. Up and Adams, you scallywags! You don't want to keep the good captain waiting all day, the called? Get your asses to the yard!
Oh, good morning.
Alright, I was just going to go around the room. Tell me a little bit about your getting up and getting ready.
I kind of slowly roll out of bed and don my warlock robe and my light leather studded armor. I have my short sword on my side and a dagger on the other hip. I'm in darker clothing, kind of blackish, darker colored robes. And I just get my uniform and my armor donned, and I go to meet up with the captain.
Alright. Anaya.
Oh, good morning. All right. I'm gonna hop down out of my bed and make my way to the end of my bed where I've decided is my place for prayer for now. I will figure that out later when I have more permanent accommodations.
Fair enough.
And spend just a moment in, all right, Apollo, guide my steps today, and ensure that No matter how far astray I may be led, I always find my way back home. And step to it to get on my way out.
Darby.
Roll around or wake up to the captain's voice. Yes, sir. Right away, sir. His eyes still not open as the feet hit the floor. Start reaching over for my armor and slipping into it. Pull myself up with my quarterstaff and just like grab the haft of my spear and just pull myself out of bed. I can't wait until I get an evening shift. That was such a pretty dream. And start staggering myself, put together at least, down to the mess hall, or down to the yard.
Oh.
Dorian.
Okay, Falcon. I would go to get up out of bed and literally fall to the floor, exclaiming, "No, not alone!" And then I would take and put on my leather armor and start to walk, kind of stumbling, misstepping, groggy, just trying to get out to the yard to go meet up with the captain. That was the end.
Okay.
You need
All right.
paper too?
Nope, I just want to see the top of your. Try not to forget everybody's
Names.
character names, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Grazie. Caritas. Caritas?
Either Caritas or Caritas, depending on if you're standing next to my sister at the time.
Interesting. Okay.
Gets a kick out of mispronouncing my name.
I see. I see.
Yeah,
All
what was your
right.
name? First name?
Dorian.
And their first name on your character.
Lachlan. Lachlan. Yeah, I should probably write down all these too, so I can address it proper.
Darby. Darrbie.
And what was it? Cobble switch?
No, Crossfield.
Crossfield. Oh, I like that.
Darrbie.
Yep.
And then Crossfield, just like you think.
Yep. Compound word.
And then we had
Lachlan Gale. Dorian Stone.
Dorian Stone.
Dorian.
Yep.
Caritas. Oh, what's your last name?
Olmis. Olmis.
Okay. All right. I guess I can
My
hand that
sister
back
lets
to you
me.
for scratch paper or something. All right. Thank you guys for your patience with that.
Would you like to see
So-
the 20 of Doom somewhere? It was a Christmas gift from
Oh,
my
yeah, we'd like-
stepdad.
Yeah, we'd like to thank Brandon for the very, very cool. I don't know if you guys can see how cool that is.
It has
from here,
a
but it is super cool. Gold lettering and it's really pretty. Okay.
it's a huge 20.
Okay. I'll let you read again. Soft flakes of snow fall gently to the frozen ground, they crunch beneath your boots as you gather with your fellow Cavaliers in the yard. As you line up in formation, trying to look awake, Captain Dashcander, advisor to the Queen and respected leader of Her Royal Majesty's Cavaliers, appears above you on the rickety wooden balcony that's kind of in front of his office. He leans on the balcony and he just takes a moment to look at all of you. And the look on his face is it's admiration. He's a stern man, but you can tell he's pleased with what he sees. He's pleased with the training he has accomplished. And he addresses all the Cavaliers before him. The last 2 years of your lives have been harder and tougher than you could have imagined. Your training has been rigorous and unrelenting, and you have pushed yourselves to your mortal limits. You have done more than endure. You have risen with grace to every challenge you have faced. I'm not here to congratulate you. Your hardships are not over. In truth, they've not yet begun. You are students no longer, however. As of this moment, you are truly my brothers and sisters in arms. As of this moment, you are the Queen's Cavaliers. Captain Hodge will be handing each of you a marble. The color of your marble will indicate your assigned brigade. Blue marbles, Leviathan Brigade. You'll be serving under Commander Jessel. Yellow marbles, Pegasi Brigade, serving under Commander Millie. Green marbles, Griffin Brigade, serving under Commander Cedric. Red marbles, Phoenix Brigade, serving under Commander Loxlin. Purple marbles, Unicorn Brigade, serving under Commander Finn. Each and every one of you has shown themselves equals to the duties you are now assigned many times over. I trust you all to serve your new commanders with the same focus and dedication you have given me these last 2 years. So in the name of our beloved Queen, Marguerite Annalise Windermere, go now, my brothers and sisters, and serve with faith and devotion, for you are all now Queen's Cavaliers. And as each of you examines the marble that Captain Hodges handed you, you notice it was none of the colors that were called, but in fact, a black marble.
Excuse me, sir.
He says nothing. He looks at each of you pointedly, and then he turns around without another word, and he walks into his office. Students are milling around now, examining their marbles, looking for others who share their colors.
We get blackballed.
That's what I'm wondering.
Does that mean that we didn't succeed? Oh, my parents are going to be furious with me. Oh.
Won't have much to worry about that, but it's really going to put a hindrance to my plans. A very big hindrance. Blackballed out the Cavaliers. That won't do.
Well, my sister and I can always come volunteer on the farm. At least my work was always good.
Captain Hodges approaches. Are you all standing together?
He and I are.
I figured we would because everybody else would be grouped up, so we'd just kind of be standing there
Looking at these black marbles
looking
going,
at each other and looking at our marbles and be like,
what is this supposed to mean?
I mean, we've had classes together, and
we would know each other a little bit, but
I know I wasn't a slouch in my studies. I mean,
And I
Captain
was-
Hodges approaches you.
I was never late to anything.
I was prestigious and all this
Sir?
everything.
Don't be too obvious. You don't want anybody else seeing those. You need to get your asses up to the captain's office. He has a special assignment for you.
Oh, I'm grateful for my sisters, but she's in the brig.
Yes, she was. You will have to proxy for her until such time as we let her out of the brig.
Again.
Those are the rules. 12
All right.
hours.
All right.
A full 12 hours.
I will proxy for my sister.
Thank
What you
you.
do this time?
It's a long story involving a noble woman and a naked rogue.
Was she the naked rogue?
Yes.
Well, at least it was a noble woman instead of a noble man.
She was caught in bedchambers she wasn't supposed to be in. Slipping through to go to somebody else's bedchambers.
So you.
So I head up to the captain's office because that's where we were told to report to. And
Take my marble and I stick it not into the belt pouch, but I make a fold in my tunic and kind of tuck it into the fold underneath my belt.
like making like a homemade pocket.
I'm holding both mine and my sister's between the cracks of my fingers.
I got mine just tucked away.
And everybody's headed up to the captain's office.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
curious.
All
I've
right.
got mine hidden in the webbing of my hand.
Orders are orders.
As you open the sturdy wooden door to Captain Candor's office, you see him, and he's standing behind this big old wooden desk table. There is a chair behind him, but it doesn't look like he ever uses it. He's sort of hunched over the table, and it is piled high with. It's got maps and scrolls and missives and all kinds of paperwork, kind of pretty much covering every surface. And he's scribbling something furiously as you enter the room, and does not even look up as you enter, not at first. And when he finally does, he stands up and he puts his hand on his hips and he sighs.
Good morning, Sir Candor.
Stand there silently at parade rest with my spear resting against my shoulder. Just wait for him to say what he needs to.
The queen sure does know how to pick 'em. Suppose you're wondering about those black marbles.
Very much so.
By law, I can't tell you much of anything, except there are, for reasons entirely known only to the Queen, you were each personally selected for a special mission. And no, I don't know anything about it. I don't know where it is. I don't know what it is. Only that you are to meet an agent of the Queen's tonight during the celebrations at Wanderlust Tavern.
And as usual, I'll be proxying for Deanira.
familiar
Yes,
with that tavern.
as it happens, your sister was also selected. In fact, it was made entirely clear to me that you were a package deal and that you were not to be separated in your assignment. So, as it happens, you were not separated. I have no idea what the Queen means by this, but her reasoning has always been her own. Say nothing to your brothers and sisters, but do go with them. Enjoy your celebration. You have earned this night. So, celebrate. Drink. Have a good time. When the time is right, the Queen's agent will find you.
Did you just say that under no circumstances am I ever to get a break from my sister?
I believe the Queen said under no circumstances were you to get a break from your sister. Consider her time in the brig the time you got.
Look over. lay a hand on your shoulder.
Oh,
Not my circus, not my monkey.
it's my
I'm
monkey.
sorry. Oh, wait.
It's always been my monkey.
You know, monkey brains taste good.
Now,
We both know I don't take that route unless I have to.
Well, you see, the way I see it, I'm Faye, so.
you don't want to be arousing the suspicions of your brothers and sisters in arms. Say nothing to any of them. But before you gather at the tavern, do make sure to see the quartermaster. He will be giving you your uniforms and weapons.
Sir, when they start asking us about assignments, what are we supposed to tell them as we weren't sorted into one of the groups? They're going to ask.
Make one up. When you show the marble to a person, it will automatically turn the color that you envisioned.
And we have what colors to choose? Green, purple, blue.
Green, purple, blue, yellow, red.
I was just gonna say mine's black because of latrine duty.
Someone's gonna take care of the
Mine's
brand.
black because my only job is to babysit my sister.
No, you will need,
Oh,
What color is the one for the healer's course, sir?
yes.
healers are assigned to every brigade, so are...
Which has the most?
Wouldn't we all have to be the same color?
No, it's whatever we envision. So we could all envision different colors and say that we're in different brigades.
Correct, and in fact, the next time you show it to somebody else,
You can make it a different
you can
color.
make it a different color. As long as the first person isn't looking at it, you shouldn't have a problem.
Yeah.
So as long as like you weren't watching, I could say to you that I'm in red brigade, and I could tell him that I'm in. Green.
Oh, it won't work on you.
Like I
Oh,
know,
it won't
I'm
work
just,
on you guys.
I'm just using them as an example. Like if you weren't in the brigade.
Other
that we're
holders
in.
of
Yeah.
black marbles will not be fooled. They will see your black marble as being black.
But if they're not a holder of the black marble, we can make them all different colors and.
As
whatever
long as you
color.
don't let two people know around the same time of.
Right, and if
Two
you do,
different
they
colors,
gotta
yeah.
be the same
So
color.
So,
But how I
pick color,
reckon-
keep your lies straight. Got
By
it.
how I reckon this ought to be a yellow marble, yes?
If that's
If
what
you
you
want it to
envision.
be.
Well, that's what I'm picturing, and you are not a black marble if I know so.
The captain knows we exist.
The captain knows.
Oh,
that
darn
we're
it!
in that brigade.
I had to try.
Also, what makes you think I didn't carry a black marble?
You've been at my mother's dinner parties. I've seen how you handle yourself. You are way too smart to be a black marble. Do you see the rest of us?
Speak for yourself.
Yeah,
You
no.
let
We're
my
all
sister
picked-
volunteer on your farm to help your chambermaids.
You
My
were all
pro- not
picked.
my problem.
You were all picked for reasons, as I mentioned, known to the queen. But you do need to get to the quartermaster so that you can have your weapons and uniforms assigned.
Okay.
Dismissed.
Fine.
Turn around,
I'll see
salute
you
as
at
a
the next
salute,
holiday.
turn around, walk out in true soldierly fashion. Everything straight, upright, and picturing your green marble in my head.
Okay.
Oh wait, it was red, blue, purple.
Green,
Green
is one
and
of
yellow.
them.
Green is one of
Green and yellow.
Yeah.
The primary colors plus green and purple.
I'll tell them green was. I'll tell them that my marble is green, and I'm just going to tell myself the marble is green, so that I memorize that when people ask
Very
green.
nice.
And green is Griffin Brigade, by the way.
Okay.
I'm
I'll-
picturing yellow
I'll-
marbles.
Okay, yellow marble is Pegasus Brigade.
I was thinking purple.
Unicorn Brigade.
Which one is it? Blue Leviathan?
Blue is Leviathan
Cool, 'cause that's what I'm
Brigade.
picturing, blue.
So you make your way over to the quartermaster's. The quartermaster is a Goliath, and his name is Corbin. Corbin is very obviously very well dressed. He's wearing a satin and embroidered vest and waistcoat. His buttons are shiny, the buckles on his shoes are shiny. In fact, he clearly takes excellent care of his shoes. His hair is tied back in a loose back tail with a black ribbon. And he looks over the top of his horn-rimmed glasses at each of you as you walk in. Any horns, tails, hooves?
No.
No.
Wonderful.
Big
Just
feet.
Big feet, big feet. Got it. Anything else I should know? And he shuffles into the back, and he comes out, and he brings each of you class-appropriate armor. So light armor,
Robes and a light armor for the
robes,
chest.
and what they all have in common is that they are deep, sort of green, with silver trim, and on the leather there's a rose stamp, on the shoulder pieces. Places where you would have insignia, there is a rose, which is one of the symbols of Cairne Tintegaele in particular. This is the Rose Palace, and so most Cavaliers have roses on their uniforms. Although, you have noticed over the years, not necessarily all of them, but many Cavaliers have roses on their uniforms.
And I got my holy symbol, right?
Of course.
Wonderful. I just wanted to know if I had to run all the way back home first.
No. And,
I have webbed feet and webbed hands.
webbed feet and hands. Webbed feet and hands. So your gloves, when they come by, and by the way, that nice silver trim, there's a little rose right here on each of them. But they specifically are not fingered the same way. They are webbed specifically for your hands. And your boots come out nice and wide and have room for your webbed feet.
On my wrist, I also have my charm, which is helps me with my
Your
warlock.
spell focus?
Yes, my spell focus charm, which ties around my wrist.
Your spear, you all get +1 weapons, so make sure that all of your weapons of choice have a +1 on them.
Also, I need to, sir, I need to pick up the armor and weapon for Eirelahn as well.
Oh,
My twin.
yes, of course. Thank you. He goes and he brings a very, very similar, it's sized the same as she is your twin, but hers is the rogue's version of the uniform, whereas yours is the
Yep, it's got room for my
plate mail and.
Yep, the plate on my chest that has my holy symbol on
Is
it.
armor +1 as well?
Yes, the armor is +1, the weapons are +1.
So with the armor, would that add +1 to your armor class?
Correct.
Yeah.
Cool, so I can make that a 15.
Yeah, I'm a little harder to hit. That works.
Right? I'm a little less squishy.
I'm a lot more mitigation than I am soak. Tis time. Tis time.
My sister's never going to wear this. She'll wear it when she has to, but other than that, she's going to be in that stupid corset.
Well, that's her funeral, not mine. That's the. That really is. It's her funeral, not mine.
All right.
Or by chance, did they give her a corset
There's
instead of regular
Here.
armor?
like Okay, so she's got rogue armor, and so yes, part of that is kind of a support corset that's supposed to look good, but primarily just keep her from being stabbed in the pokey spots. But it does happen to look like a corset, and then it would come with a nice white uniform shirt and a dark cloak where, because she's a rogue, instead of the silver trim being on the outside, it is completely black on the outside. The silver trim is all on the inside.
Oh, very nice.
Hopefully I don't have a corset for being a rogue.
To some lesser degree, you would.
Yours looks more like a vest.
Okay.
Yours is a protective vest.
I mean, granted, I could probably.
So my dagger was 1d4 pierce
Corset
and
defense
divided
vests,
to the
you know,
eye.
like our leather armor corset defense.
Right?
I'm just saying.
No, it would be 1d4, but then whatever it was, you'd add a +1 to it.
Okay,
Yep.
so 1d4
Plus 1.
They look so sparkly like Christmas lights.
They are like Christmas lights.
Which would make the 1d12 plus 1 from my lance now a 1d12 plus 2.
Yeah. And my short sword is 1d6 plus
Alright.
And I'm assuming that my shield, my wooden shield that I made during my training was replaced with something a bit more fitting.
Oh yeah, no, it's a metal shield, and the wooden shield you made would have been replaced with a metal training shield. But now the training shield has gotten super dinged up over the last 2 years. All of your armor is being replaced because you guys have been training and you beat the shit out of your training armor. It is done for. They're very well aware that their training armor often has to be replaced as it is mid-training. Sometimes it doesn't even last.
Yeah.
But now you guys have well, your new shield is not dinged up. It also incidentally has a nice rose curled up on it. It's very pretty.
Well, I ought to get this down to my sister in the brig. As annoyed with her as I am, I do think that she needs her clothes.
I think so. So are you guys going to join her going down to the brig, or are you going to head straight to the tavern?
I was gonna go check out the living quarters that we got assigned so I could kind of put a few things away before I head to the tavern. Didn't we get assigned to living quarters too?
Where are our quarters?
Yeah.
You're not assigned any.
Yeah, we're not students anymore. They'd have to pay for assigned quarters.
Oh, Well,
We have a job now.
also, well, I've got some friends down in the cheap side that could probably find a room for rent.
Nonsense, nonsense. My family will put us up until we have enough money behind us to get good accommodations for ourselves.
Oh, these would be fine accommodations with salt of the earth people. Why the hell would I need anything from a bunch of rich elves?
I don't think she's annoying.
Huh?
Are you elf or?
Oh, no, we're ASMR.
Oh, I'm sorry, even. Oh. Why would I need anything from a bunch of rich half celestials?
I didn't think you needed it. I'm offering it.
Well, these people, I've helped them out over time. They'll give me a reasonable rent on a nice accommodation, one would think.
Okay, I mean, if you want to pay rent, fine.
Besides, where they'll rent to you, I shouldn't be going home.
My family would love to.
Yes, but their neighbors would throw a fit.
And my father's punched them for less before.
So,
It's
yeah,
kind
I
of-
guess I'm just gonna head to
Looks
the
up-
tavern to celebrate.
The tavern to celebrate?
Yeah, anybody joining me?
Well,
I'm down for a few beers. Patch you up if you get into a brawl this time.
if anyone wants, I will have rooms made up at my family's keep. If you want to bed elsewhere, bed elsewhere. I won't judge.
Well, we're supposed to serve the people. How can we? Wouldn't it be easier if we lived tomorrow?
I want to put some of my wages away before I buy myself a place to live.
They gave us.
I won't be using my family's money to buy it.
Got 100 gold in my pocket. That'll more than cover a month's or a year's accommodations most places for a decent flat.
I want something
Wouldn't
to come home to in a couple of years once we've been adventuring a while. But I did tell my mother I was not going to use the family money to buy my accommodation.
What did they tell us our salary was at the when we enlisted?
Oh, your salary, you've got your graduation bonus, which was 100 gold,
50 silver.
50 silver.
25 copper.
Well, the 25 copper is pocket change you had from last month's salary. It's 200 gold a month.
Okay, what's the average cost of things?
Like, yeah, if I wanted to buy a little.
What would a month's rent from what we know look?
A month's rent would be like 30 gold.
Oh, so yeah, like we could get like 3 months rent off of a month's salary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, we could. Not to mention.
I mean, okay, if you mean a month's rent in the cheap side, it's gonna be 30 gold. If you mean rent in the avenues, it would be like 100 gold a month.
I'm just gonna put this out there. I reach into my pocket and pull out my marble. If we're supposed to be someplace where it's easy to hide and there's not a lot of public eye for whatever these things are attached to,
Then it makes sense for me to go home to my parents.
or it makes sense for you to say that you were stationed somewhere that required you to be disappearing from a life of luxury. It's much harder than disappearing from a life of poverty.
Another question we have is, do we want to live together or do we want to live separately since we are in the same brigade?
I am asking myself that question. Do I want to live with your sister?
Do I want to live with my sister? Oh wait, I don't have a
Are
choice.
you guys having this conversation in the quartermaster's office?
Yes!
And it's like, I look at the quartermaster and go, excuse us, and start. We should continue this as we go to the tavern.
Yeah, we'll come back.
The poor quartermaster!
We're quartermasters just sitting there like, these idiots need to get out of my office.
So let's
Let's go to the tavern and discuss this instead of right in the
I'm
middle.
gonna run down to the brig and drop off my sister's clothing.
Okay.
I don't think they gave her an opportunity to get dressed.
So it's just a naked rogue sitting in the brig.
She's wearing a basically like sort of a bathrobe they threw on her for decency's sake.
There's painters who would have painted the picture had they not. Wonderful. I'm going to take my sister's clothing and armor to her. I will meet you guys at the
Did you say
tavern.
earlier that my passive perception or my passive wisdom was +2 or +4? I wrote down +2 just because I figured that's what it was commonly.
Passive.
Passive perception?
Yours is a +4.
So passive would be 14.
When you go down to the barracks or to the brig, they do actually allow you to hand your sister's uniform to her through the bars, but they take her assigned weapons and the guards will be holding on to these for the time being.
Yes, please.
There was also, it came with her pack that had thieves' tools, etc. They'll be holding on to that. They will let her have the clothes, though, with gratitude.
Knowing her, she's been trying to throw the bathrobe off and more generously convince them to let her out.
You should know better by now.
I'm actually
never
going
worked.
to wait outside of where she would be going into the jail. Just kind of sit there leaning up against a tree waiting to finish that conversation on the way back.
Would they let me, not quite sneak because I don't sneak, would they let me give her some of the fruit and baked goods that I pilfered for breakfast?
Yeah.
And so, with her clothes. Here, you'll be out soon. Didn't think you should miss the nice breakfast that I She rolls her eyes at me.
Yeah.
Thank you, sister.
Like, wow.
You guys headed to the tavern now too?
Yes.
Yep.
All right.
Continuing our conversation.
Please
Yeah,
continue
so,
the conversation as you march
why-
through the cold snow.
Like, it's very hard to disappear from the public eye when one is sitting in a gilded cage.
You think I don't know this, but it makes sense for at least the obedient sister to make an arrival back home after graduation. I've already told my parents I won't be spending their money.
Well, if you won't be spending their money, that works out well. But all the same,
I'd rather be on an equal footing with my fellow Cavaliers. I'm only going to spend the money I earn.
fair enough, but that's beside the point. What I'm saying is that if you're living under your parents' roof, it will make very hard for us to be incognito about things. I mean, do you have any other servants or people who would be assigned to your house from the Cavaliers?
Actually, there's usually a couple Cavaliers on site.
That makes it really hard. You're going to have to
You guys don't have to be covert about being Cavaliers. The only thing you need to be covert about,
Is our
Exactly.
assignment.
That's my point.
you're not trying to disappear from the public eye.
No, but we are apparently doing something that makes it so we don't really have a squad, but we do.
It's not going to. It's not going to make a difference.
They're getting hot.
I tie a yellow ribbon into my hair. Because that's the color that I've convinced myself my marbles are.
Okay.
I say, as far as anyone knows, I'm only going home until I can save enough of my own wages to buy a nice little place down in the cheapies. Or Cheapside?
Yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, you could afford rent there now.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
I prefer not to rent.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I've
prefer
seen
to
how
just
my
buy.
neighbors treat renters.
That's a good idea, too. I'll talk to a few of my friends, but
If they'd let me make payments on buying a place, I'd be more than happy to.
Yeah, I'd rather lease a place than rent a place.
Mm-hmm.
you can look. Can't hurt.
I've seen how my neighbors treat renters, though, and I want no part of that.
So yeah, I don't mind the idea of saving up until we can get a place to like lease, or at least start saving up until we can get a place to lease of our own.
I mean, there are some lower quality accommodations on site for people who aren't family members who stay on site.
As you enter Wanderlust Tavern, you see many of the people that you have been training alongside of for the last 2 years. No less than 200 people graduated as full Cavaliers today. And this tavern, which is large, very, very large, it's got a nice balcony area, it is stuffed. There are so many people. There are not only graduate Cavaliers, but of course their friends and their families who have come to celebrate with them. The place is really packed, really packed. In fact, it's so packed, as you come through the doors and you get up to the bar, some of you might be thinking about trying to turn and go back to the door to get the hell out of here. Anybody got any claustrophobia or anything?
No.
Nice, nice.
No, if anything, I'm quite used to very packed parties.
All right.
Yeah. Well,
As long as I can drink, I'm okay.
Aye, you new Cavaliers. I ain't seen a drink in anybody's hands. I'm Doasil. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Doasil. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, nice to meet you.
Doasil is she's actually, her skin is lavender violet. She's a tiefling woman. And she's got big bosoms and big, beautiful hips. And she is clearly an extremely experienced entertainer, lady of the night. She knows exactly how to be a bartender. I'm Doacille, and what can I get for you?
Just an elderberry tea, please.
Paladin, right?
Yes.
Of course, of course. How about you, lovey? What can I get you?
Whiskey.
Whiskey. Whiskey man.
Make that 2.
Make that 2 whiskey men.
Drunk.
Ah, my favorite kind of customer. Come on, come on. She actually sort of cuts a swath all the way up to the bar, and she just, instead of going around the bar, she just jumps on it and then swings her legs over so that she's behind the bar. And she reaches under, pours 2 whiskeys, shoves them over. Your tea will take a moment, dear. as
Don't
needs
worry
to
about
be.
it.
And you, lovey, you wanted to be drunk. I got you. And she this. Bottle of that.
Step back watching this and paying attention to what liquids are going into it because I do know how to brew.
And then she takes an orange and she just curls the peel off of it and drops that into the drink. And she hands it to you.
Take my nose over top of it, and I want to use my knowledge of brewing to insight it and try and figure out what's in this.
Roll for insight.
18 plus
Oh.
3, so 21.
So what you've got here is a bunch of liquor. It clearly has like there's some gin in there. There's probably some whiskey in there, but not a whiskey you've ever had before. And you're not really sure what the other 2 liquors are at all. They do give it kind of a tangy, almost like smack you sort of sour. Like, think of this as a whiskey sour with like triple sec, an extra orange, maybe some vodka in there just for funsies, and some gin.
I was thinking more like a Long Island iced tea, and we could call it a Fey World iced tea.
Got it. So
It will get you drunk.
I sip it. How much burn?
Actually, surprisingly, not that much. It goes down real smooth, and the orange peel seems to be taking a lot of the bite out of it. It gives it kind of a sweet but sour.
I take a solid enough gulp out of it to get that burst of fire in your chest from the whiskey and the liquor.
Yep.
And I sit it down, smile, and toss her a silver coin for thanks.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Well, I would ask, because...
Oh, your tea, of course.
Oh, no, that wasn't what I was worried about, but thank you.
It's got a nice little saucer and everything.
I need to rid myself of the 25 gold that's left over from what my parents gave me.
Oh, what?
So I'm down to just my wages. Would that
So
pay for a round for the bar?
Oh! That would pay for 2 rounds for the bar, lovey.
Wonderful. Here, please take this. And I sit back with my tea and smile.
Raise a brow at her prices and just kind of keep my mouth shut and make sure she can see my expression.
I was gonna say, she
There's
just
well over 1,000 people in this bar.
Yeah, and you just spent 25 gold on 1,000 drinks. That's quite a
Well,
good deal.
25 gold on 2,000 drinks because she
Got 2 rounds.
Yeah, she bought 2 rounds, and there's at least 1,000 people.
That's a
in
good deal.
Still raises a brow at the price. Because one way or another, that's off in some direction. Just not sure which.
I am glad to be rid of that. Like I I said I am committing myself only to my wages from here on out.
Cavaliers! Cavaliers! There's a round on the bar! Round on the bar! Come get your drinks! And as for you, lovies...
Other way.
Thank you. How would you like to play some liar's dice? With me?
And totally on character, Caritas has to be.
Oh!
I'll be right back, but I'll play with you.
I am down.
Always wanted to take the
Adventurous
pockets.
sorts, I like that.
Always wanted to take the pocket.
Now, what's the stakes? What are the stakes?
Well,
Like, if we win, do we get free drinks?
the stakes are, lovey.
And if we lose, we pay you silver or copper?
Stakes are either way. You have to have a conversation with me now. You want to play liar's dice with me? Yes, you do.
I wasn't gonna say no anyway. It's a chance to take a paladin's pockets.
Besides which, it's silver on the line tonight, not gold. I don't like robbing new Cavaliers right off the bat. It's not nice, you know.
I don't get robbed often.
Anyway, I assume you all have your own dice, yes?
Yes.
Ah, good lads.
Remember, your deception matters. We can whisper game the hell out of this because it rolls. Alright, buddy.
All right, lovies.
Oh,
What's your own
good
dice then,
God.
lovey?
This one used.
I'm gonna do the same. I'll be right back.
You might want to check that one for a loaded set of dice when he gets back.
So he is a rogue.
all right, we'll wait till everyone's used.
Till
A little
everyone's
elf
talked to
room.
good old. Till everyone's talked to good old Lou the Fourth, eh?
Louis the Fourth, yes.
Ooh, yeah, actually, you might want to check too,
Think that
because
was
my
on
deception, I'm proficient with a +5 bonus.
Yeah.
In my
No.
deception.
How to make that work in the game? I was trying to figure that out. But it,
Because we could roll for deception to see how well we
There's
lie.
ways to. It depends on our smack talking, I think.
Right.
You know what's funny is I'm not proficient and I've got a
We have
plus
to
5.
convince her it's a good idea.
Really high on your
We could
deception.
convince her to put
My
it's a good idea.
charisma's a
Deception, persuasion,
Oh, wow.
decide how we're going.
I took my ability scoring 3.
We can
Yeah, my
talk some
charisma's
smack. It is like a card
16
game.
with the +3.
yes.
So
We're playing poker with
Try
dice.
that.
my
I don't
deception.
know how you can make that work, but we can certainly try.
Ad-lib.
Which is really funny because
No, I mean in terms of
I don't
rolls
lie.
and the numbers.
I know, right?
I've had
You know why we
deception.
Whether or not they actually believe it on the insider deception.
ooh, that sounds fun.
If we choose to insight check it and not just roll with it.
Okay, we can try it. Alright, lovies, is everybody ready?
Well, I know how to play, but I grew up in the cheap side.
Do we want to go over the rules? Just to be safe.
Pretty sure the
Are you guys not experienced at playing liar's dice?
Come on now, she's from a noble house.
She doesn't lie.
I'm a paladin, of course I
Come on now, we're trying to take a paladin's pockets here.
don't.
Well, if one of you wants to explain the rules to your friend, I mean,
I do
feel free.
know how to play. Thank you much.
Alright,
My
Yeah, you
sister's a rogue, about looks the exact same as me, only oddly colored hair, usually using berry.
I know your sister. She's a fun
Teddy.
one. I know Teddy. She's a fun one. Comes in here all the time. Good kisser, that one.
So does that mean you've pretended to be her before to play?
I start turning a shade of purple on my cheeks.
Really? So, a sister's kind of one of those ones that goes both ways. Or just as much into the ladies as I am.
Swings both ways very, very, very frequently.
Ah.
Often at the same time.
So true.
All right then, lovies. Everybody ready now?
Sure, how do you play?
Well, you roll your dice,
And then we see who's lying, right?
and then we see who's lying, right? But remember, you can only bid going up.
1 silver to buy.
1 silver to buy.
Pull out a silver coin, toss it on the
Silver
table.
Coin, put it
Or on
on
the
the
bar.
table too, or on the bar, yes.
Got a cup.
No,
No, wait.
we went over this before game. We didn't have cups.
Who's singing character?
Oh, what? No.
Alright. Pull out a set of dice.
Everybody, and shoot!
3 4s.
I think there's 4 4s on the table.
I would say 4 4s as well.
You can either
You have to go up.
you
You
have to
can't.
either go up or call him on it and see if he's lying.
I'd say, I don't know. I think you're lying. I think you're wrong.
You think I'm wrong that there's only 4 4s on the whole bloody table between 4 4s or more on the table with the whole 5 of us playing? You really want to take that bet?
Why not?
Excellent.
So-
First challenge. Everybody show your dice. Show your dice.
I have 1 4.
I have 3 4s.
There's 4 4s. You lose a die.
So,
Oh.
I mean,
We've got our 4.
We've got our 4.
so yeah, I mean, you can only get a roll.
Well, nobody expects the paladin to be any good at this, eh?
I was going to take a paladin's pockets.
It's okay, I don't
All right,
know.
everybody,
Toss
ready,
another
ready,
silver in.
ready, and shoot! Stops with you because you're the loser, love.
I think there's 3 1s at the table.
I think there's 4 1s.
I think there's 5 ones.
So it goes to you. You can either say she's lying or you can say there's more than 5 ones.
Between the all of us.
Between all of us.
Or you can pick a different numbers.
I'm thinking there's 6 1s.
I challenge you.
So the challenge goes to me or not?
Oh,
As the say, shouldn't the challenge go
Yeah,
to the
it
next
does.
person?
yeah, you're
You
right.
know, you're all a bunch of crafty ones. I don't feel like getting screwed. I say there's at least 1 2 at the table. And I throw silver into the pot.
I'm not throwing another silver.
I say there's 3 2s.
I throw in a silver and I say there's 4 twos.
I throw in a silver and say there's 6 twos.
6. So you can either choose another number,
Or challenge.
challenge, or go higher.
What is challenge exactly?
Because
So-
you're calling me on my 6
So you
twos.
said
Calling her
that
a liar.
there's 6
No.
You're
twos.
calling me a liar.
I'll call you a liar.
So that means we all have to show and see if there's at least 6 twos.
I have
got
1
2.
2.
And 1.
I have 2, so that's 4.
I have 3.
That's
That's
7.
3 2?
Oh, I'm sorry, I have 4.
So that's 8. So there's 8 twos out there, and you,
You
said
lose
You
a
lose a
die.
die.
so you lose a die
Oh,
Because-
thank you, Luffy.
because
And
she
I
was.
take the silver.
See, I won't lose every round.
All right, lovies. All right, lovies.
Still got my 5. 4, 4. Alright. Shall we then?
Alright. You lost. But delicious, so Dorian, next round's to you.
I said there's 2 4s.
I say there's 3 4s.
I'd say there's 4 4s.
I'll say there's 5 4s.
I say there's 3 5s.
Look over. You sure about that? You sure you don't want to bet on there being more 4s? After all, there's
I
5.
made my bet. I say there's 3 5s.
Not even for little old me.
I said there's 2 6s.
2 6s. I say there's 3 6s.
Well, I'd be willing to bet that there are 4 6s.
5 6s.
I'm going to have to call you a liar now.
Okay. I've got 2 at least.
I've got 1.
I've got 2.
So that's 5.
I've got a 5.
And you've got what?
6.
6.
So I was correct.
So I
you-
lose a dice.
Yep.
And he gets
What's
the pot
this?
of silver.
And I get the pot of silver, yep. Take whatever silver's in there. And
We add a silver every time that the number changes, right?
Yeah.
or every time we roll. Every time we roll the dice, we add silver.
Okay. It's just like poker though. You ante up, and so
Yep.
you start with a silver, but then when you're making your bet, you also are adding
Challenge is
silver there.
basically calling.
Yeah.
And challenge is like calling in poker. So every time, yeah. So you
So
put a
every
silver
time-
in, and then you'll put in a silver when you make your bet also.
When you guess, make your
Yeah.
guess.
when you make your
So,
bet.
like that round, let's say there was like, between us, there was like 10 silver in there.
I think so, yeah.
Alright then.
Don't forget to add those wins to your,
Yeah.
Shall
Make
we
sure you
then?
write notes.
which means every pot starts with at least 5 in it.
Yep.
So 5.
Ready?
Yep.
And, alright lovies, then shoot! And since I lost the last round, boy, these are hard to read. I'm gonna say there's 3 3s.
I'm going to say there's 3 3s.
That's
So you
what
said
they
3
did.
3s.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you'd have to either go 4 3s or a different number.
2 4s.
2 4s, that's what you're guessing? Okay.
I'll go for 4 4s.
I'll swing for the fences with 5 4s.
I'm going to call you out on that. I'm going to say your line.
I've got 1.
I don't have any.
I've got 2.
I've got 1.
I've got 1.
So
There's
that's
5.
so I was wrong. So I
Yep,
lose
so
a
you
die.
lose a die.
And you have 8 silver.
8 silver. Woohoo!
Oh wait,
Yeah, because
No.
it
Yep.
was.
8 silver. Yep.
Yeah.
Look at my hand. Look at everybody else's at the table at this point. And roll all 5 dice where everybody can see them.
Okay.
So, normally this goes until somebody is completely out of dice. What's the grand prize if we win?
Like, you're the.
Come on, you better sweeten this if you're going to be taking my silver, and I'm going to try and persuade them with this.
Roll a d20 to persuade me to sweeten the pot. And then tell me what you want. I really like this dice.
Rolled a 12 with my persuasion bonus, so let's say half of what's in your pot, half of the silver you won goes to the winner. You're still making a
since you're
tidy
being
profit.
so nice and sitting here and actually playing with me, I'll tell you what, I'll give you all the silver in the apron when we're all done here. if you win.
The last person standing gets all the silver in your apron?
Right.
Cool.
Is that all your silver for the night?
No, that's just what
Just
we
for the
play.
silver that they've had.
So all the silver that I have already put in my apron from the game, but also any pre-existing silver that I had in my apron.
That's what I was asking.
It only
Yeah.
counts for silver and not for gold.
Just the silver.
Fair enough.
So we're playing for, love.
Right then.
Everybody? Ready? Aim. Shoot! Who lost the last round? Oh. Of course, of course. Go on, lovey, then.
I'm gonna say there's at least 2 6s.
Start with sixes.
Yeah.
I'll say 3 6s.
I'm gonna say there's 4 6s.
I'm gonna say there's 1-1.
I'll say there's 2 1s.
I'll go 3 1s.
I say there's 5 1s.
Can you challenge anyone, or does it have to be the person before you?
It's the person before you.
So you can challenge them.
Yeah, you
So I can challenge.
Yeah, she said 5 1s.
5 1s.
Think she's a lie.
Challenge you.
Well, I have 2 of them.
I got another 2.
I've got 1.
So that's 5, so
Yeah.
you lost.
Yep.
Another die out.
So you
shoot
take
you.
another day out.
Alrighty, lovies. And now that everybody in the bar has been decided, I just have to tell you, of course, I am your contact for this evening. Me that the Queen sent.
Oh, that's bloody well lovely.
Indeed. We keep playing the game and rolling the dice, and I'll lay out the parameters of the mission before you.
I'll have to proxy for my sister.
I'm sure you can catch her up when she gets out of the brig.
The wild part is I kind of already figured. Perception
All
is
right,
wild.
everybody. All right, everybody. And she looks around the bar to make sure everybody's just things, doing their own thing. There's a lot of partying going on. Nobody's paying attention.
Right.
All right, shoot! You lost, Lovey.
I said there's 2 1s.
Say there's 3 1s.
I'm willing to bet that there's 4 1s.
I'll say there's 6 1s.
I say there's 3 5s.
I said there's 4 5s.
I'll go for 5 5s. I'm pretty sure they are.
I'm gonna have to go for 3 6s.
I'll say 4 6s.
I'll say 5 6s.
Call your bluff.
I have 1.
I
I have
2.
1.
Got 1.
I have 2, so that's 5.
You lose again.
You lose again. How many dice do you have left?
2.
You're almost done.
The good news is the faster you're out, the less you lose.
Yeah.
Let's see, that was around 5, that was around 1. That was 10 silver back to me.
Your pockets are looking more and more appetizing as we go, my dear.
I said there's 1 1.
Well, I can honestly say I think that there's 2 1s.
I can agree there's 3.
I'll say 4. 4 1s.
I call 5 5s.
5s. Ooh.
I call 1 6.
around the table. Say that there's 3 6s.
I'll say there's 4.
I'll say there's 5.
Oh, I think we've got to top me out then. I'm going to have to call your bluff, Louie.
I've got none.
So and I said 5.
You said
Mm.
5 6s.
I've got 2.
I've
I
got
have one.
There's 5.
So there's 5. You, and I got 2.
All right, I lost one.
So how many is that for the mistress of the house left now?
I lost 2. I lost 2 tonight.
That gives her 3.
How many silver was that for me?
She said she was good at this game.
That was
I
like,
did
what,
not
another
say I was
7?
good at this game. I asked if
It's
you
like
wanted
more
to
like
play.
13. Went around twice before it came back.
So it was
Y'all said I would
initially
be
another
terrible at
5
this game, but I
plus
still
another
got 4 dice.
It was-
2 times around on top of that.
It was 4 plus 10. So you're looking at 13.
So, darling, I'm going to need you to listen very carefully. When you leave the bar tonight, when you leave this beautiful tavern, you'll be going to the northeast gate. There you will find a covered wagon. I suggest you take your uniforms off and put them in the wagon and don something a little less flashy, as you don't necessarily want to be seen as Caveliers going out of town. Take the cart and go all the way to the Weathermore farmhouse. It's approximately 25 kilometers from the city gates. When you reach the farmhouse, you can drop off the wagon, which will have the rest of your supplies in it, and also put your uniforms on. And then you will gather horses at Weathermore, and you will ride as hard and fast as you can to Cairne Tintegaele, where you are to meet Prince Percival Windermere and bring him back to Cairne Tintegaele, unscathed, unharmed, and, if you can manage, unnoticed. Now, shoot! Shoot, Tubby! Let's see, I lost the last one. I'm going to say 3 4s.
What do you say?
Well, I can't go below 4, right?
Well, 3 4s, you can go in either direction.
Yeah, you can go in either direction on the number. You just gotta number of that specific number has to go up. Like the number, like
2 2s.
okay.
No, that's down. I said 3 4s, so you either have to increase the number of dice
That's
or
right.
increase the face value of the dice.
Oh,
Okay.
you do have to increase the face value.
Yep.
Either
6s,
or.
You can go to 1.
1 5.
That'll work.
4 6s.
3 1s.
5
Wait,
1.
How did you go low?
Because I hit 6.
He
Okay,
said
so you said
6s.
6.
Yeah,
Okay.
and she said
So I started the cycle around again.
you said 3
With a
ones.
fresh piece of silver.
You said 3 ones.
Yes.
I say 5 ones.
I say 3 3s.
I say 4 3s.
Say 2 4s.
I'll say 3 4s.
I'll say 4 4s. We've pretty much gone around all of them.
I'll say 5 4s.
3 4s, she says. Well, it's on you.
We're already up to 15 silver.
I'm gonna call your bluff.
So you don't know? You don't think there's 5 of them?
I don't think there's 5 4s.
I haven't a 4 in the set.
Neither do
I have 1.
That's
I
only
have
3. She said
3.
4.
Yep.
So that means she loses the dice, and you get 15 silver.
Now, you should know a few things about Prince Percival Windermere. To call him subtle would be a mischaracterization of the highest proportion.
So a lie.
Indeed. Shoot, lovies! You see, he is the Queen's own brother, and he has always felt as her younger brother, since he wasn't getting the crown anyway, he could do as he pleased. He's not likely to be cooperative, or to understand the gravity of his summons. Nonetheless, we were to bring him here, back to Cairne Tintegaele, to the Queen, unscathed, and hopefully not noticed by every wandering peasant between here and Cairne Tintegaele.
We could always drug him and knock him out.
I can just cast sleep, Lovey.
2 5s.
But drugging him is fine. 3 5s.
Drugging him is wrong.
2 6s.
2 6s.
There's 3 6s.
3 1s.
2 3s.
3 5s.
One 6.
2 6s.
4 6s.
Gonna call you out, love?
I have 1.
I have 1.
I have none.
I have none.
So do you have 2?
I have none.
So I lost a die.
Yeah.
So how much silver is in my pocket from you at this point?
You won the... Well, so far none.
Yeah, because the only person that can call his bluff is...
Just me.
Right.
Yeah, but how much of your silver, because of the agreement we have, is in my pocket? Or is how much of my silver is in your pocket from the agreement we have now, since you're so low on dice?
None yet. The game's not over, though.
Oh, I'm just talking about the odds here.
It's on me. Let's see, there's 3 3s.
I say there's 2 4s.
I say there's 3 4s.
I say there's 4 5s.
I'd say there's 2 6s.
3 1s.
2 2s.
4 4s.
5 5s.
I'm gonna up it to 3 6s.
4 6s.
I'm gonna call you, Abby.
I don't have any.
I don't have any either.
I don't have any either.
Not a 6 in the lot.
So I lose another one.
Yep.
Indeed.
I'm down to 2.
To be fair, I honestly thought there were 3 6s at least at the table, because every time I thought wrong about that, I thought that was wrong, it was right.
And there wasn't a 6 in the bunch.
I don't get why, like, random people can't challenge that person.
I I don't either. I think we will change that in future versions, but since we've gone this way so far, we'll just...
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
Alright, Lovey, shoot!
And it's my turn because I lost again.
Yeah.
Yep.
2 3s.
3 threes.
1 4.
I think that's 2 fours.
I think there's 2 6s.
3 6s.
3 ones.
Call you bluff.
I have 1.
I have 1.
I have one.
Ah ha ha ha! I won that one on a lark. I didn't have any.
Ah, but you were right. That's the
But I
important
was
part.
right.
But did you die?
So, make sure that you are not seen leaving the city gates as Caveliers. Take your time all the way to Weathermore. If anybody stops you on the road, just be regular travelers.
Dirty folk and put a wood canister in the spearfish bucket.
However, once you get to Weathermore and you travel on by horseback, you will need to be in uniform, as there is no way to get into Cairne Tintegaele without having an official reason. The prince simply won't allow it.
I'm not all too soon.
Shoot, lovies!
You lost, my friend. You get to guess
1
first.
6.
2 6s.
3 1s.
3 2s.
4 twos.
2 6s.
Just gonna go from 2 to 6.
Well, it is a
Yeah.
Huh?
1-1.
2 1s.
2 3s.
2 fours.
2 5s.
2 6s.
3 1s.
4 2s.
3 threes.
4 4s.
1 5.
2 5s.
2 6s.
3 twos.
3 3s.
6 3s.
3 5s.
I'm gonna call you on that.
I have 1.
None.
I have none.
None.
So there's only 1 5.
How many do you have?
I have none.
Alright.
You're the only one with the 5.
I finally lost.
I was figuring somebody was going to call me on that one.
Yeah.
That's what I was
That's
thinking
what
in
I
my
was
head. I was
thinking.
like, because we're not doing that anybody can call out yet until
Only
next
she can
game,
call
it
you
would have
out.
been her turn. So I was thinking in my head, call him out, call him out, call
No.
him out.
Yeah, you're
No,
thinking
she
the same
didn't.
thing I was.
But
You
she
see that
did.
dice over there? You see that dice over there? That happened the last time I called him on a high number.
So you're down to how many?
3.
I got 2,
3, 2, that's 5.
3.
3, that's 8.
8.
How many you go with?
1.
1.
I got
8, 9, 14 total.
9. Yeah, 9 plus 5 is. So there's 14 dice, and you have over a third of them.
Yeah, but I'm
Push
thinking
yourself.
that's not what I'm doing. have a slightly
He's
above
calculating.
intelligence. I have a slightly above average intelligence on my character, so I'm playing it.
Calculating.
Alright.
I'm gonna say there's 3 4s.
I'm gonna go 4 4s.
I'm going to go 2 6s.
3 6s.
2 1s.
Two 3s.
3 3s.
Three 4s.
4 4s.
Gotta call you then, honey.
I have
Got
2.
one.
Oh, fuck.
So you got
I have
1,
I
got 2, and I've got
Alright.
1.
Oh damn! Look at that. You lose another die.
This was a 4 heavy hand, man.
Yeah, that was like, I think all of us had at least 1 4.
Let's gonna keep that one going. Had a bit of an itch.
So you lost, so it's your turn, right?
No, she lost.
Yeah.
Two 2s.
1 4.
3 5s.
4 5s.
3 6s.
4 6s.
1 1.
3 1s.
4 1s.
3 2s.
Gotta call you on that.
I don't have any.
I have none.
Twos.
I don't
You have
have
how
any.
many? How many?
0.
Oh, yep.
3
you
3
lost
5 5 1.
Yeah, I didn't have
1 1 5.
I had a 4 and a 6.
I had a 4.
Yeah, that's what I had.
Or a 1 and a 6, something like that.
I had a 4 and a 6.
Yeah. I'm down to my last die.
5.
Name jingle like me.
Well, I can say I'm not going to lose this game outright.
I say there is 3 2s.
1 3.
1 4.
3 4s.
3 5s.
1 6.
2 6.
3 6.
1 1.
2 3s.
2 4s.
2 6s.
4 6s.
Call. I
have a
challenge.
6.
None.
I have a
none.
6.
I have none, so there's 2 so
Yeah.
far, and you said 4.
Yep. So I'm out.
Did-
That,
Yep, you're out. You're done playing.
Yep. 6 mages is fine. I guess
That
he's about them
nobody's-
anyway.
that nobody's is the game. I'm sorry, it's all done. But
We can't go until there's a final winner, like one.
dude, we'll be here all night. All we do.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah, we'll,
We would be
Alright.
here all night.
I
we
have
would.
3.
I have 1 left.
I
Yep.
had 3 left.
I
John's
still
the
have
grand
them all.
winner.
No, I had 2 left.
He
I
still
still
has
have
them
all
all.
my dice, lady.
So he gets the grand prize of all the silver.
Yes, you do.
So how much is the damage?
So you will get approximately 125 pieces of silver.
Very nice. Very nice. They're not totally hopeless at large dice.
Oh, darling, the household is with.
Jingle my pocket a little bit. Yeah, because she's gonna charge the crap out of me for drinks.
Oh no. No. Keep what you earn. Keep what you earn. However, I suggest you get your asses out of here while everybody else is drunk and distracted.
And we ought to get this finished before my sister returns.
You'll need to be going on the road tonight without your sister. We'll send her to catch up.
All right.
So you said the cart was to the northwest,
Northeast gate.
northeast gate. So I start heading that way.
Is it
Try and- Should be.
Yeah, it's 10:30.
So you guys gather up your coins. Any final schwiggles at the bar?
No, but I take my uniform and I step into what would be considered a more private area, fold it nicely, put it into my pack, and put on like dingier clothes, like my old armor for starters, and a cloak that pretty much looks like it's been rolled in mud.
So Docile actually ushers you all kind of carefully to the back kitchens, and there's commoners' clothes kind of already laid out for you, in case you didn't bring any of your own, which you wouldn't have. And she points to the back of the kitchen, and you see what looks like it's a pantry door, and she tells you, right through there, lovies. That'll take you to the back alley where we put the slop. If you take the alley all the way down, and then make a left-hand turn at the end of the street there, and take the avenue all the way up, you'll find yourself at the northeast gate, where the wagon and the rest of your disguises will be intact. So, safe journeys, and try not to draw too much attention getting out of here tonight. And then she opens the door, and basically the doorway is actually kind of small. It basically looks like an overgrown cupboard. She just sort of starts shoving you guys. And
Before we make our leave, here's another gold. Could you please make sure my sister gets fed something higher grade than jail food
what
tonight?
would be the point of being in jail if she didn't suffer just a little?
I get to go on an adventure without her.
So you're going to hand the tiefling a gold.
Yes.
I'll be taking that, thank you. And she slips it into her pocket, and she
Just kind of
she shoves you with the bundles of clothes through what looks like a pantry door, but it is in fact a very narrow stone corridor. There's no light in here really. But we are going to take this opportunity as they make their way through the very dark and very cramped stone hallway to take a bit of a bio break. So, John, you know how to bring up the music.
that's actually really easy. Oh, gotcha. Step out your way.
And once again, special thanks to the music tonight, to Thessalian Studios.
Indeed.
Thank you for that.
This has been absolutely daunting.
Well, turn it up a little bit more.
No, I'm watching the register. The rate causes feedback.
So far, awesome campaign so far tonight.
They don't have the eyes of everybody else.
This has been fun so far.
It's not feeding back tonight. You can't hear us at the top of it because I'm talking right now.
Definitely hear you.
Yeah, it's a little bit loud. Yeah, they're just gonna keep it down. Yeah, that actually is covering it up. We just have to keep our voices down. Those are just tackle boxes. Like tackle boxes. They're close.
Were those mine?
The marbles are everybody's to keep, but at the end of tonight's session, if everybody could hand them back to Pudgy so
Oh, that's a nice prop, honestly.
What?
Marble.
Oh, yes.
So they can be painted.
Yeah, he wants the marble things. We can work on them until we get it back. And then that so your artist.
Yes.
They serve their master culture and exalted purposes.
Yes. What?
Your lighters behind you. Very good about my tobacco.
Coffee and wine refills.
Well,
I'm good. I got my whiskey. I do
Yes.
want to use the restroom.
well, wine says it's lovely. We need to decant more wine if we're going to do that, though.
I can do that real quick because I gotta use the restroom.
And yeah, this is actually kicking off lunch. We hyped you up. You got this.
Well written.
Do not disillusion me. Mom, the DM's trying to disillusion me.
Also, I do have a candle makers kit coming in at some point. So I can make candles fit these. You had said you thought that was a good idea for the candle thing.
I know hopefully we'll do those things like that.
Exactly. This is mine.
I know how to do that. Custom colors.
What you doing in my watershed, boy? I'm just a snow manfish.
Keep your Bailey's filled shoe away from me, Greg.
I mean, technically, if you think about it, that would be a great statement.
Did you hear me song by Godimus called Old Grey. It's a song about that sketch. It's called Old Grey. By Godimus of Sex Crew from
Things that one can not.
I'll have to check it
Yeah,
out.
it's called Old Grey. Check out the songs by Godimus.
Alright. I've heard a lot about this name.
Yeah.
Check it out, so.
So am I. I started out listening to ICP before way before they came in like the I've actually seen ICP live like 3 times.
I was on TV like a
They do have the best live show.
They really do a really good live show. So it's like,
I was at
I've never seen it.
I've never had a sled ACP live, but I actually was ready to go see her time. And he came back absolutely covered in regular glitter. Yeah, I mean, head to toe. He was also not a big fan of glitter, but he was covered head to toe with regular glitter, and because of the flavor, the glitter stuck.
see, I went with my uncle and my dad when I was in high school.
I didn't get to go, but it was really funny watching all 6, 7 Worth and Daniel going, "This is the first time I haven't hated glitter in my whole life!"
I saw him in high school. Only with my dad and my uncle. And my uncle got shot in the face by a 2-liter bottle of Diet Fago.
Oh shit.
They shot it and it hit him right in the fucking face. And some dude picked it up in the crowd, drank part of it, gave the rest to my uncle to finish off the bottle and said, "Yeah, dude, I hit you in the face. You better fucking keep that bottle." We still have people going after it. But,
Yeah. This is turning into a lovely evening.
It is.
You've been playing Dungeons and Dragons. I'm watching as the DM continues to plot based on everything they're playing now. Suddenly there came a plotting as of demons gently squatting on my chamber door. Only this and nothing more.
I wanted a thing of mixed hot chicken.
There's also a plate of like summer sausage in the fridge. We should totally pull that out and grab some crackers, mustard, summer sausage, horseradish.
whatever.
American cheese, like Swiss cheese.
Oh, you mean cheese?
Oh yeah. This gets full. I was in fact externally as well as internally. I promise.
Yeah, I wasn't that part. Not to the ones that were playing high.
You can vouch for the fact that
It's 13 minutes left of this one.
Oh,
I'm
you
not gonna be that person.
we did do it very good.
No, I won't work with voices as that classic.
I have malls. This is called bribery.
I'm hoping with my first check that I get from this job, I will have another car payment.
Right.
Just because my car comes out the 17th, I get my first check. Not this coming up Friday.
Excuse me,
Get
Owen
my
Griff,
whole first
yeah.
week.
Have a
So I
bribe.
can get it.
Ooh, what are you trying to brag me for?
Inspiration.
Not the 7th, no, I get it like
Yes.
15th.
Just in case I need it. I know it's late D6 because we don't
paid
have
off
a
13. Checking my card payment to the 7.
I even made it look pretty.
Well, you can put my tiefling's pocket.
Say what?
Okay, really wrong.
Next to Whole Foods or Gambit.
No, order from Boozer because I refused to contribute to them.
You do donuts?
I'm cool with their whole bucket of donuts thing that they do, but I won't spend a cent at their store. Because their workers went on strike during the heat dome event because they were given absolutely no accommodations for the absurd amount of heat they were working in. And several employees between all of their stores ended up sick and hospitalized.
Very hard.
And I've not spent a cent or delivered from their store as a dasher since.
You said it was strong, so I put less. Chargers. Sauce and drinks. Is there an Eva? Is there a match number?
I have no idea. I'm not going to count them right now. I'm going to decant some wine. And get myself some coffee, I think. Also.
Thinking about cutting some cheese.
I'm trying to decide there's only one problem with this method for the cup.
We need to, at some point, we were going to think about getting vinyl stickers with all of our names on there, putting them on each cup for us.
Yeah, or maybe wrapping the handles with different colored thread or something.
Yes, we know who this is.
Yeah.
Problem is, I know a lot of this like green.
I don't know which.
Just for the record, I haven't made
This one had wine in it.
Okay. There
And
should also have been one that had coffee.
that one has your lipstick.
Yes.
So
But I
that
don't
was
know which of the coffee cups.
That I don't know.
Take whichever.
That one's mine. Yeah, that one's mine.
You've been all on camera shy tonight. She started off tonight's gaming session. And now she's decided that making biscuits behind pussy is a great idea. That's just what she will do.
Fireworks.
I could swear they made those actually illegal here.
They made all fireworks illegal in Eugene. Not Lincoln County, but the city of Eugene made all fireworks that go off the ground more than 2 inches in. Which is pretty much everything except for like snakes and sparklers and maybe those stupid ground flowers.
Yeah, we'll be all right. Wait, how do I say
Check
that?
on Google.
Where? Oh, there it is. Oh, we're already at 20 minutes, so.
You got enough time for a cigarette now. That's bad.
Yeah.
Let's go. You go ahead.
I'm good on that. I've got one over. I have my magic glitter pipe on me.
Fair. And we can smoke pot during game if we want to.
Yes.
Yeah, I like the fact that we can, because it trained us to be able to bring that habit forward when we were introducing other audience and after that restriction. We're kind of used to not smoking during the game.
I am cool on never lifting the restriction, personally.
Yeah.
I'd like us to have a nice big sort of in-character Gandalf
I actually have one. It's blue and red and it's silicone and it's about this long.
That's
Like wood or
I got you. Make it look good.
yeah, I was thinking specifically nice
I
long
got you.
or curved bone.
or carved bone. Or something that looks like carved bone.
No, that was probably me standing on my keys.
Do that, they don't have shade.
We do need to make sure to have it actually up the table before we start again. You guys are enjoying it so far?
Oh yeah. So all you have to do is hit the stop button on the thing and put the camera back on top and aim it, right?
Yes.
I found one of those for my kids and we're little 24 bucks on
That is gorgeous.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Like art, and this one's like this one. Like no joke, it is like this freaking 16-inch long.
That is awesome. That just tells me that I need better finish.
Yeah, 16.4 by 3.3 by 1.8 inches long. Or by 8 inches, so it's like 16.4 inches long.
It's like
So you're really good long.
something that you can totally see Bilbo and Gandalf chilling on that bench. Just
This is what we're talking about.
nice pipe tobacco.
We can even get a wooden Sherlock similar to that.
That's true.
So we can kind of switch it up.
Get you some of the long bow instead of the old dog. Alright.
If we can, maybe something like this to go with like that. We can choose which one we want. If we want something.
Depending on character and era that we're playing. Oh, this will be interesting. We'll have a pipe collection for the broadcast. Period.
How we doing? Oh, Batista.
Almost got it.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that.
Like that.
Not wanting to stay at all. Alrighty. Okay. All right. Welcome back, and if you have enjoyed the stream so far, and you're somehow still with us, please don't forget to like and subscribe if you have not. And if you have, thank you so much. Your continued support is super appreciated. Thank you all. So,
Also, please remember this is part 1 of 2. We will be back tomorrow evening with part 2 of this and a proper send-off with a little bit of extra content for this campaign.
So, as you make your way out through the stone passage and into the alleyway behind the tavern, if you look up to the sky, you will notice that it's early evening, but it is winter time, and so it is already pretty dark and getting darker in a hurry.
Okay. How's the light looking?
It's getting down there. There's still a little bit of light in the sky, but it is probably going to be completely dark just by the time you make it to the northeast gate.
As we're walking, just raise my hand up over my head, keep using my spear for a walking stick, but take my free hand, and cast Produce Flame and keep it hovering for light just above my hand,
Okay.
and use it as a cantrip.
In the same motion, I'm going to cast light.
Okay.
I don't need that because I have, as the warlock, I have devil's visions or devil's light or whatever it's called, so I can see pitch black up to 120 feet. So I don't
Okay.
need that.
Are you doing anything along this walk?
Are you using our light to go?
I was thinking about scouting ahead. Just to make sure the way was clear.
Okay.
In stealth, of course.
So you roll a stealth check.
I'm using a flame in the dead of night. I'm not trying to hide from anybody.
No.
Why don't you keep it?
Plus 8.
23.
Okay. You stealthily make your way, actually kind of ahead of the group, fair ways in order to stay out of Darby's light. Well, Darby and Carita's light. And you make it all the way to the covered wagon over by the northeast gate fairly quickly and without being seen. The rest of you along the way see a few people walking the streets, some worksmen, some craftsmen. There's some Durgar out starting to light the street lamps for the evening. But by and large, not a lot of people on the street, and certainly nobody paying attention to any of you. You don't even so much as get a glance for the fact that you're using light spells to light your way.
Seems pretty normal, the cantrips.
Seems pretty normal, yeah. And you also make your way to the covered wagon. Anybody want to look inside the wagon?
Definitely check it out. Making sure to keep the light back far enough so if anything's flammable inside it won't burn, since I'm using an actual fire.
Right, right.
Yeah, I want to kind of investigate it too.
Alright. So it's a very, very plain wagon, and it's just kind of got a canvas tarp over the top of it. And inside there is like a fishing hat with a bunch of freaking lures on it, some fishing poles, some very basic sort of looking rucksacks, and what appears to be like some old knitted shawls and basically disguise clothes so that you can all look as common as possible. In the over by the seats there is a scroll, and who wants to read that?
You got better light than I do.
Alright, I will read the scroll then.
And the scroll says, please remember not to march in formation or to otherwise act like soldiers until you reach Weathermore Farm. If anybody on the road stops and questions you, your cloth merchants coming back from Cairne Tintegaele. This will explain the gold in your pockets and the lack of clothes in the wagon.
Suppose we're supposed to make a side trip to go fishing while we're at it.
I mean, it wouldn't hurt us.
Take a really good look at the disguise clothing. How clean is it?
It doesn't look particularly dirty, like it's been washed, but it's clearly been worn over and over and over again. All of it is dingy. Some of it is patched. None of it will fit any of you properly.
Unlike you lot, I don't need it. I don't need fishing gear.
Well, I guess. It still helps.
Sure.
Much easier to go fishing where the fish can't eat you.
Right.
Gotta catch me first.
Yeah.
So I put on this fishing disguise and kind of head on my way down towards the next town that we need to head to. And
Get in the cart. Put on a straw hat and commoner's clothes. Sit in the seat and grab the reins and go, why are you walking?
because we're supposed to be kind of inconspicuous.
You're supposed to take the covered wagon with you. You don't have to walk. You can
Okay.
ride in the back or you can ride up front. There's a room for 2 people in front and enough room for probably 4 or 5 people in the back.
I can drive.
I'll jump in the back.
I do need everybody to roll a performance check to see how well their disguises pull off.
Trying to look like a commoner, and I grew up in a common household. Action has advantage.
You can have advantage.
Hell yeah. Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Nice. What do you look like?
Huh?
What do you look like?
I'm wearing the fisherman's clothing.
Fisherman's clothing.
You said performance?
Performance check, please.
It was a 17.
17. And what do you look like?
I am just down to the common clothes that were in the kitchen.
Okay, okay. So,
I'm not trying to be much of anything.
okay.
21.
Cool.
And I was just in that fisherman's gear.
You were in the rest of the fisherman's gear, okay?
Yeah.
And
I've even tucked my
Actually
something on
managed
my
to
shirt.
pull the whole straw, take like the straw hat, commoner's farmer type looking gear, dusty it up a little bit, rolled a dirty 20. And look just basically like somebody who was constantly dealing with the animals and making sure that the horses were fed and things of that nature, and like he was both the coachman and the stable master for this particular outfit.
all right. Who's riding up front and who's riding up back?
I'm driving.
You're driving.
I'm gonna stay in stealth and stay in the back.
I'm gonna stay in the back too.
With
I'm
my
up
animal
next.
handling check, I'm driving.
I'm
All
up
right.
next to the driver casting light.
Okay. And with
I
Giddy
know I
up.
have to. Dirty 20 again.
all right. It doesn't take long. As soon as everybody seems situated, the horses do seem very well trained, and they seem to know what's up. So, start clippity clopping up the road, and for the most part, through the well into the night, it's absolutely uneventful. It's dark enough outside that through the snow and the darkness, you can't really see a lot of the countryside. But off in the distance, to the left or the right, along the rolling hills outside of Cairne Tintegaele, you will occasionally see farmhouses with lights and fires. And
How straight is the road?
the road is actually, over the long haul, it winds a little ways, but where you're at this point, it's wide and it's fairly straight.
Is the cart basically in a set of grooves, so to speak?
The road is cobbled. There are no grooves.
But over time, from wearing it and carts going up and down a long road through the countryside, there would be technically like divots where was the most common places.
Not in particularly. This is actual cobble.
Right. So tie the reins to the footboards of the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Look over at the pallet and say, if it starts to waver, just nudge on either the left or the right side, just ever so slightly, so they'll lean one way or the other, and we can keep it pretty straight. And I'm going to cast my Create Flame again because it's getting cold out. It's snowing, and I have fur, but they don't.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, around getting on close to the witching hour, as you continue up this road, it's been a couple of hours and everything's been entirely uneventful. Not a lot of people on the roads in the middle of the night. You haven't seen anybody so far, but I do need you to all roll a passive perception. And that
11.
Makes sense. I've got a flame right here, and I'm watching the road.
And passive perception is based off of wisdom, right?
passive perception.
Mine's down here.
Oh, okay.
Base wisdom save with no
Yeah.
proficiency modifiers unless you're proficient in wisdom.
So wisdom.
Could that be a save?
Mhm.
Oh,
11 also.
well then 13.
13.
I have a 19 on my dice and a 14 in my perception.
I don't like not wearing my armor. I'm paying
It's
a little too much
because,
attention.
okay, you are a... You got a 19, or you got a 16 or 19?
19.
19 plus 4, so it's 23 total. Uh-oh, whispers.
Okay.
Yeah, you.
The rest of you heard nothing.
I think at this point I'm going to let the ones in the back of the
Just so.
who else in the back of the cart with me? Just you.
Just me, yeah.
I'm gonna let Lachlan know that I'm going to be right back. I heard something in the woods. You're welcome to come with me, but I'm faster alone.
Are you gonna say anything to the driver?
Or are you just hopping
Yeah,
out
I'm
and getting
gonna let the driver know as well that I heard
Cart moves at 3
a
miles
child
an hour.
crying in the woods, and I'm gonna hop out and.
Just go ahead and say that. Like, there's a child crying.
There's a child crying in the woods. I'm gonna hop out and go and check. You're welcome to come with me,
Wait.
but you don't have to.
Do you two want to wait here and I can go with
At the
him?
words child crying, the cart stops.
Yeah, I got my devil sight, so I can see a lot better in the dark too. Plus, I'm got my survival bonus, so that might help.
Oh, I can't exactly leave a child out there in pain or hurt. Something might be wrong. Should probably go with you.
And I think we know what the paladin's gonna
I end my casting of light, reach over, and cast protection from good and evil on you. I'll stay with the card.
What is protection from good and evil?
Until this spell ends, which is up to 10 minutes as long as I'm sitting here concentrating on it.
Okay.
You are protected against certain types of creatures, aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiends, and undead. And you have, let's see, creatures of those types have disadvantage on attack rolls against you. You can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed. And since you're not currently charmed, frightened, or possessed, you would have advantage on saving throws if you were.
Cool.
But you can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed, and those types of creatures have massive disadvantage on attacking you.
Nice. Thank you.
Yes.
So the rest of you start heading off into the woods. And as you go into the woods, go ahead and, except for you, Caritas, everybody else, and you don't need to because you can still hear the child cry, go ahead and roll your perceptions again.
Natural 1! The light from my fire is blinding me. I don't see shit.
With my bonus 10.
10. With the light from his fire, you don't see shit either!
Yeah, I got devil
see
sight. I can
shit,
see in
and
pitch
I'm
black up to 120 feet, so the fact that
Anybody
you
gonna
got
do
a little
anything
bit of
about that?
light is probably
Not a little
blinding
bit,
the-
he's got a flame above him.
So
Like
yeah,
this.
that's probably blinding me considering I have devil sight.
Yeah.
Well,
Go ahead and roll your perception.
A 22.
22. As you scramble ahead, trying to stay out of the light, you see, not far in front of you, a very small, little red hobgoblin child. And she's holding what appears to be a doll made out of a cornstalk. And she is crying, and she's very clearly frightened, and for some reason she also appears to be completely alone in the dark out here.
I'm gonna come out of stealth and ask her if she's okay, and if she... I'm just gonna ask her if she's okay. Like, are you okay? Do you need anything? Can I help you with anything?
I'm so lost. I don't know. I didn't mean to go that far. I'm lost. I want my mommy. Do you know where my mommy is?
No, but I can probably help you find her.
She just reaches out and she hands you her corn dolly. Just ask her and she'll tell you where we live.
I don't know what to say to this. Where do you live?
I live... Well, it's not me talking. It's my dolly. But I live in Claredale.
Do I know how far?
Yeah, you do. Claredale is a small village about 3 miles from where you're at. Back along the way you've just come.
so we drove past it on our way.
You did. You'll have to take a small offshoot road up, if you go back about 1.5 miles, there will be a small offshoot road. You've passed dozens of them along your way. And Claredale is down the very next one on the way
At this
back.
point, have we caught up to him yet?
Yes, yes you have.
So, what's going on, man?
Apparently, she lives in Claredale, and her dolly is speaking for her, not her. She's actually speaking for the doll. But
Oh, you can talk to my dolly too. She hands you her little cord dolly. She doesn't. I mean, she doesn't know anything more than I know. Do you know where my mommy is?
Looks at her, smiles, reaches into his pocket, and you
You
see.
hear wolves in the distance. She is.
How big is this kiddo?
She is maybe 6. She's knee-high to a grasshopper, little thing.
Come on, get away from these wolves, and we'll turn the cart around and go find it, and we'll go back to Claredale. Somebody there will know where your family is, right?
So, who's picking him up? You
I'm picking her up. I have that lovely but hardy I can pick up and carry twice what I normally could thing. So, little kid on shoulder of scrawny Fearbulk turns pace and starts moving pretty quick back towards the. That's what I'm using my action for. Is you scoop her up, put her on my shoulders, and start moving towards the cart quickly.
I'm gonna use my action to go back in stealth.
Okay. But you don't. That's
You can
not,
bonus
that's-
action that.
That's a bonus action. You don't have to
Okay.
action that, but yeah. So you're gonna move ahead, back in stealth, back towards the cart, and you're booking it, and you're.
I'm following, behind him back to the cart, kind of keeping my eye out for any wolves that might be popping up around us. Kind of using my devil sight to peer into the dark woods to see if I see anything
That's
on.
why I went in stealth. It's really
as
easy to
we're
do
on
a
our way
sneak
back.
attack.
On our way back to the cart.
And the wolves do not actually catch you guys' scent. The wind has been picking up as the night goes on. It is a very
Can
cold
they
wind.
see my fire?
Not from where you're at. But they did not. They were in the distance. When I said they were in the distance, I meant they were in the distance. They're not close enough to see your fire. They also are not picking up your scent on the wind because the wind is super cold and blowing in the wrong direction.
Right on. Well, that's good news. So get back to as we get back, set her up on the buckboards of the cart up front. So what's your name?
I'm Bridget.
Oh.
My mama's name is Gretel, and my father's name is Wilhelm. And I'm sorry that I got lost and that I'm all this trouble.
Don't be at all. Reach into my pocket and I pull out a couple of little wildflower seeds. Make them sprout with druidcraft. Here you go, dear.
You're magic!
A little bit.
Oh wow! And she takes one of the flowers that you gave her, and she sticks it into her corn dolly's little dress, and she looks at Claritas, and she climbs right up into your lap and snuggles in.
I pull my common robe, because I'm still going to wear robes.
Mm.
Fine, a simple leather one will do. And kind of just, hello there.
Well, looks like we're going to be an hour late.
You'll be warm. That I promise.
How big is her corn doll?
Oh, it's a lovely
Cornhusk doll.
corn husk.
Alright, I'm gonna pull a random little dress out of my bag and hand it to her to keep her doll warm.
All right. Oh, look, Dolly, a new dress for you. You shouldn't be getting rewarded for getting us lost, you know.
We'll just say it's a little blue dress made of like a silk.
Oh, you shouldn't be getting rewarded for getting us lost. But it's such a pretty dress. And he was very nice after all. And it's not nice to give gifts back, I don't think. Am I right? Right. So you get to wear the dress, but only because it was a gift. Don't get us lost anymore. And she's like scolding her little dolly
Look at
as you make your way back up the road.
keep on turning around because we've got about an hour's ride backtracking until we get to the town, let alone to her house. And look over at her. So, what did your dolly say to get you lost?
Oh,
What was she? What did she send you looking for?
well, it's winter time now, and so we don't have a lot of fruit. But I thought I'd get some hazelnuts from the woods, some pine nuts maybe. Find any mushrooms that hadn't gone all to rot. Stores are getting thin. Anyway, I was just exploring. Dolly didn't really get me lost. I just got lost.
I reach into my pack and pull out 2 rations. I've got 5 in there. That you can give to your family. It's not much.
Oh,
What do we have for food stores in the cart?
It's about 4 pounds of nuts.
there are no food stores in the cart. They only had the ragged clothes in the back there.
Oh, we'll be eating a bit thin, but
Oh, I still have another 6 pounds of nuts.
not to mention how much does your sister weigh? That's how many other pounds of nuts come into the party.
You're not wrong.
About a half an hour up the side road, you come across a entirely quaint and pretty tiny village. This is Clairedale. Although you may have marched past it once or twice before, none of you have had the pleasure of actually being here. Everybody knows where it is. Nobody goes there. There's no real shopping or industry here. There are a bunch of fairly lovely little farmhouses. And as soon as you sort of pull into the town, Bridget looks up at the very, very largest, clearly wealthiest of the farmhouses, and none of them look like they're all that poor. And goes, "That's my house! That's my house! Oh, thank you so much!"
Take our shambling little cart and slowly start our way through
I'm
town.
gonna slip into
Up
the
to
cart
the
and
biggest
get into my
house.
nicer robes.
And what?
I'm gonna slip into the cart and get into my nicer robes
Okay.
I'm
with
going
my
to
family
look,
crest on.
I'm going to look back through into the cart as you get
I know what I'm doing.
there. We're not supposed to.
We're not supposed to be Cavaliers.
Correct.
Yes, but you're an aristocrat. You don't think they broadcast your graduation?
Not yet. I haven't checked in to tell them I successfully graduated.
That's true. You're fine to do that. And in fact, you may want to. Oh.
You know,
So
See, that's up to you.
in this town, is there a lot of stray animals, like random animals, particularly ones in clothing?
No, there's actually nothing out on the streets because it's freaking cold as fuck.
Yeah, I'm good driving because I have a fire that I carry with me.
I don't really notice the cold.
I wrap her into my nicer robes and keep her warm as I prepare to take her up to her front door, knowing that they know my family.
As the cart pulls up to the largest house, it is a good 2 stories, possibly some attic space at the top. There's nice stairs going up, terrace stairs going up. There's a big, beautiful herb garden on one side, a big, beautiful rose garden on the other side of the stairs. And it is entirely obvious that this house is not wanting in stores at all. These are clearly people of money and means.
Look at the little girl. So whose food stores are running low?
Well, I said that because I didn't want you to think that I've been irresponsible.
You're how old?
I'm 6.
I wouldn't expect you to be responsible, child. Now come on and hop down off of the cart and kind of just swoop her down and sit her in the ground.
Out of
Let's
my
go.
robes.
And yep, just scoop her off of your lap and
And her bundled into my
You
robes.
just- come on.
All right, and I assume you're all walking her up to the.
Walk
Yes,
her up
I'm
to
gonna-
the front door and tap on it with the spear with the cover over it to look more like a stave.
Got light casted and my nice robes straightened out, and I'm just on my way to the next town over because I wanted to buy some new dresses.
The door is opened by a Durgar butler, and as soon as he opens the door, he looks down at little Brigitte, and oh, you wicked child! Your mother's been so worried about you. I am so sorry for the trouble. Do please come in. Have a seat in the parlor, and I shall find Madame.
Tip my hat politely, go into the parlor. Do not sit these grungy clothes on their nice velvet furniture.
Well, I, fitting in immediately, take a seat, cross my ankles, and await the lady of the house.
And I probably don't sit down because I'm just in dirty warlock robes. Probably half burnt from doing some magic spell gone wrong.
You?
I'm just gonna stand.
Also standing. Okay, so one person's sitting and the rest of you standing in the parlor looking unkempt and uncomfortable. Okay.
Like traveling relatively poor merchants who are sitting here going, I don't know what to do with all this money around.
As soon as you guys came into the parlor, a housekeeper appears from a side door and kind of shuffles Brigitte up right away. Oh, you child! I'll have to get you into a bath right away. Can you not go 10 minutes without getting into a scrape? And she
Oh, she
shuffles
sounds like my sister.
Brigitte
Worse.
upstairs for her bath, and as they go up the stairs, you hear footsteps coming down the stairs, and a moment more, you are greeted by middle-aged hobgoblin couple. They're fairly well dressed. The missus has a nice bustle on her dress, and she's wearing heeled boots. The master of the house has a nice embroidered waistcoat and a pocket watch, and they come kind of bursting into the parlor. Brigitte? Brigitte?
She's
Oh, you must be the fine people who found her.
She's well.
Yes.
I assume Mrs. Godfrey has taken her upstairs already.
Yes, to put her in a bath.
I am so sorry. Wait. My child. This is Wilhelm. My child is a rascal after my own heart. I am so sorry for all the trouble. She'll give her mother a heart attack before the year is through at this rate, I'm sure. Thank you so much. Where did you find her?
About 3 miles up the road, off in the woods a bit, lost.
Oh.
Crying quite frantically.
Oh, yes, she's filled with drama and angst when she finally realizes what trouble she's gotten into. Incorrigible she is. She is. May I have the pleasures of your names?
Caritas Olmus.
Of the great Olmus family. My family has served yours in times past. It is good to meet you. It is good to meet you. I am Wilhelm. I forgot their last names.
It's okay, it's been a long night. You're obviously tired from all the worrying.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Wilhelm Crumble.
Crumble. Oh, I do know your family. You make, at least your farm makes those wonderful little pies that have the meat in them.
Yes, we do. Although, we were thinking this year, switching it up, what do you think? Blackberries.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
See? I told you, Greta. I told you. People like sweet pies as much as they like savory pies.
Kinda
you,
like the
sir?
sweet ones better.
I am Lachlan Gale.
Lachlan Gale.
Yes.
What an unusual name. It is quite good to make your acquaintance, sir. Quite good, quite good. And you, sir?
Derby Crossfield.
Darby Crossfield? Crossfield. Your family, they grow, strawberries, do they not?
And herbs.
Strawberry. Yes, your mother, she makes that herb bread that, the common people eat, in their lunches.
Oh yes, and she also makes other kinds of. She also grows other kinds of herbs, bits of lavender and things for your fine soaps.
I know her work well. In fact, my wife has a jam made from her strawberries that she simply refuses to allow at anything but the most honorable of tables. Please, if you see her soon, give her my sweet compliments.
Oh, Mom will have a bloody laugh at that. Do you know where she serves that jam? On biscuits. At breakfast. On the daily.
Well, it is a very fine jam, and truth be told, I'm not
Getting it all the
kidding.
way out here might take a bit more effort.
It's only 10 miles from the town. They could have a crate shipped out once a month for a
It's a
relative
little
price.
bit more than 10 miles. You guys left around 5 o'clock in the evening, and it's like 3:30 in the morning.
It has been 10 hours.
10 hours, about 30 miles back.
Yeah, you are
Minus an hour's travel.
Which is another 3
So about-
miles.
And then, but it was 3 miles up a fork in
Right.
the other direction.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
Might you have accommodations for me and my group for the evening? It is quite early in the morning.
And it is freezing out there, absolutely freezing. Oh, Wilhelm, we must have the guest rooms made up immediately. Yes, of course, dear. But one more. I didn't catch your name, sir.
So, out of character, but how detail oriented is this pocket watch he pulled out?
Oh, it's actually it's not. So everything about this house says that these people are sort of modestly wealthy. They do well for themselves. That's not a marble fireplace you're looking at. There's not a lot of extra ostentatious stuff. Nice wood banister, but it's not carved, or anything like that. So they're modestly wealthy. The pocket watch is made out of good silver, and it's got sort of a like these little flowers carved on it, but it's not super intricate.
Is it a working pocket watch?
It is a working pocket watch.
Tough decisions.
Well, you just asked your name.
I know, tough decisions. I'm gonna go ahead and shake his hand and give him my name. Dorian Stone, sir.
Dorian Stone, another unusual name. It is so good to make your acquaintance. Thank you. Thank you for bringing my daughter back to me. And, of course, we will have rooms made up for all of you.
Wonderful.
Would you like a bath?
I would. I don't know about my friends. They're helping me across to the next town over.
Oh, certainly. We will have baths drawn up for you.
Well, well, I'd be fine with the bath, because I've got a... If I'm sleeping in your home, but I just planned on sleeping with the horses tonight. There'll be plenty more.
Well, you should at least accept some blankets. There is snow.
The horses will be in the... Oh, good sir. Look, this is a hobgoblin home. I know in Cairne Tintegaele people can be...
Quite rude.
About sharing their spaces with people who look like us. Yes, but you'll find no such prejudice in this household. I simply won't abide it. Please, we have beautiful feather beds, and the horses will be safe in the stable, safe and warm. We have stable hens, and
Oh,
you must do us this honor and stay the night in our home.
stops and thinks about it for a second. Just like, back of his head, you know, the most comfortable bed that I've ever slept in was a military cot stuffed with straw.
And Gretel actually grabs you by the hand. She's not taking no for an answer. Oh my dear, if you've only had straw, you simply must try feather. There's absolutely nothing like, and she just drags you up the stairs.
Just kind of follows along,
In the
kind of
meantime, I'm
stuttering
gonna
and
grab-
stymied.
Wilhelm and pull him over. Does your family still have the contract with mine? Or is that one of the contracts that's up for review this year?
Oh no, we had to let that contract go last year on account of well, an incredibly poor harvest. We simply did not have enough grain to feed the pigs, and the meat was not good enough for pies. As a result, it's one of the reasons I'm thinking of switching to blackberry. It's a much hardier plant, you know.
Could you have some parchment sent to my room and I will write to my father and ask him to review your contract for some of your sweet pies as well?
Oh, certainly. I will have parchment sent to your room immediately, and
And I will tell him of your hospitality.
Oh, you are too kind. The Olmus family has always been so good to us. Way past that.
What I remember of your family is you have always taken good care of ours.
It's been our honor. So,
Wilhelm, I have a question for you. Are you celebrating the celebration of the...
the dawning of the 9th century. Well,
Yes.
of course. Although, truth be told, at this late hour, we were just about to go to bed, but with such illustrious guests and the return of our beautiful daughter, who nonetheless will be going to bed after her bath, you know what? I'll just have to pay the cook extra. Oh, Windy, darling. Down the hall from the parlor, this older woman, Fearbolg, got her nightcap on, and she pokes her head out. What you need now? We have guests, dear. We have guests. Don't cook anything, but, do please go to the cold box and pull out some cheese and perhaps, we could slice a few, slices of bread and, where's that sherry? You know, the one that Gretel likes. And she shakes
After
her head and wanders to the kitchen grumbling. I wonder if these people ever do sleep. I don't know if they do honestly.
After we take our after I take my bath, I'm gonna. Do you have a full warm fur cloak? I have something for the occasion. And asking the lady, is there a warm fur cloak that I could put on so that my wet body doesn't get colder?
Well, of course, dear, of course. And she goes over to a closet near the front door, and when she opens it, you can see that there are actually many types of fur coats and cloaks, some nice fur gloves and things of that nature, fur-lined boots at the bottom of the closet, and she grabs one and she holds it up. This looks like it'll fit you. It's a nice rich brown. It looks like it's not quite as coarse as bear fur, but thick.
Put it on. Thank you. I'll be back in a moment. So, because they have a knowledge of brewing and are a college student, basically, they have a bottle that they have been basically fermenting since the beginning of their second semester. And basically making that endless bottle of, you know, the hooch that's a little bit of everything I brewed and I just keep adding to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how well the, what kind of a check you would want to put on that for how well it has come out. But I'm going to go retrieve the bottle from the cart.
Okay.
I do at least have proficiency with brewer's tools, so I know what I'm doing.
I want you to roll me a d10.
A D10?
A d10.
2. Like I said, I actually have skill in it. I just don't know which skill it would go for. Would that be a medicine or?
No, you were just straight rolling on the quality.
I thought that
On
would
a
come
1
up
to
at-
10 scale.
Well, it's not going to help, but I rolled a 3 on the D20, so it was just some really shitty hooch that was made by a student off of the fruit they got from the calf.
I'm gonna cast purify food and drink just to make sure it's not gonna kill him.
Here's what happened. It's gonna come out a little funky tasting. You put a little too much yeast in it, and it just...
So it's more like an ale than a wine.
Yeah, it just didn't come out quite right. You, as each of you take a sip of it, you all get this sort of like, yep. And Wilhelm takes a sip. Oh, no, that's stout. That's stout. Oh. Good on you, sir. Good on you. And he seems to enjoy the absolute hell out of it. The rest of you are kind of like,
I'm glad I got a high survival.
Right? I'm so glad I'm proficient in survival.
But how's your constitution, sir?
Fuck y'all, I'm drinking it and get drunk.
I, as usual, am drinking
Oh, my
elderberry tea.
constitution's high too.
So,
Come on, it's a new century. Kick one off with the group.
I do not drink.
I'm actually gonna try and just go, come on, you know you've never... Walk a little bit in your sister's shoes for just a once. Can't hurt. After all, how can you redeem a sin if you've never known what it felt like? That's my persuasion on that one.
roll persuasion against your Let's see, what's...
I think
I'll
I'm
roll a
gonna.
contested persuasion.
I think I'm gonna join in on this just
Wow.
because I'm gonna tell her that a sip isn't a drink.
All right. And I. You didn't roll high enough. I'd sniff it, put it up to my nose, and my father'd like that, but no, thank you.
I didn't roll.
You rolled a persuasion. You rolled a 12.
What'd you roll?
I rolled a 9.
Well,
That means I won.
That does mean he won, yeah.
yeah.
He beat
And also,
you.
Pudgy
I'm
rolled...
arguing with you, though.
Also,
12 is not high enough to get me to just take a schwill.
Also, I told you that a sip isn't a drink, and my persuasion was a 19 plus 3, 22.
And I literally just stick my tongue in it.
Drink it.
And
Drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it, drink it.
Chug, chug, chug.
Come on!
And there's actually a legit here, so I'm not going to mimic, but you just see it. Get a little bit in my mouth and just.
Well, at least we got a good drink.
You've got a bath coming. You'll be fine. And, sir, I'm glad you're enjoying it. These are my friends. We've been studying our
I
goods
will
together
admit.
for a while.
I will admit, says Gretel, it does seem odd. Two Genasi, a Firbolg, and
They're friends of Teddy's.
they're... Oh, I see.
They're helping me get to the next town over. Fine cloth salesmen. Though, they're completely out after coming to Cairne Tintegaele.
Well, yes, I mean, if there is this place to sell fine cloth, Cairne Tintegaele is definitely the place.
They are dear friends of Teddy's.
I see. That I
I
understand.
can knock a little
Wilhelm.
extra coin to bring home to mom and dad.
Wilhelm.
You know.
Also, if you want to know the quality of her wear, she should get your daughter's dress. Or Dolly's dress.
Oh, as if that doll needed another dress. But I do appreciate it. Do any of you have a calling card? Perhaps I could order some silk for my wife's next hat or something.
I think I left those on my desk when I had you bring them in. So I could give them to our friends at the party.
They may not, but you know me, mom always knows how to get a hold of me.
Oh, yes, of course.
Next time you go to get her jelly, make sure to just send a message along that way and we'll get it back to you.
And Teddy will get you in touch as well.
Very well. And we're going to actually take a quick break from this part of the storyline because it is 6 minutes. 6 minutes until New Year's here in the beautiful Pacific Coast. So, I thought I would give us all a few minutes of, whoosh, bio break. We could be out of character for a minute and get ready for the ball drop because there's no convenient place to,
deal with that.
We blew right past that part of the storyline. Needless to say, after a lovely conversation, some bread, some cheese, some wine, some tea,
Lots of schmoozing.
lots of schmoozing. You can
Trying
begin
to slip drinks into her glass all night long.
And I am holding my glass like this.
Hi, she's wise to it. You guys can hear in the distance the chiming of bells. This is how people ring in the new century. Large bells, small bells, teeny tiny bells.
Hell's bells?
Sure, why not?
Just out of curiosity,
But many, many bells begin to ring. I thought I had a bell over here.
mhm.
Once upon a time.
Somewhere.
So, out of
Here,
curiosity,
have a couple bells.
with sleight of hand, would
Yes, we're
I,
beginning to hear you what?
with sleight of hand, would I be able to put alcohol in her cup without
I love
her
her.
knowing it?
I'm good. How are you?
Do that.
I don't know.
Yes. But we are just getting on a bio break. I gotta go. We're still going. I gotta go.
Just get up and walk away.
Playing.
Just get up and walk out. It's great.
It's okay, we're on
Not a
break.
whole lot longer. I love you. Bye.
And then, yes, at the stroke of midnight, actually, we're gonna sit here and do the little countdown thing all together. And then we will be done for the evening. You guys will all get nestled into fine feather beds. These people may not have a lot of money. They're not wealthy by your standards, but they have certainly spent their money wisely and
Yep.
well. The rooms are clean and warm. And they all have their own little fireplaces in them.
Yep.
I'm gonna sleep on the floor.
And obviously,
Too
as
good for a
always,
feather bed, are you?
per my upbringing, I
Nope.
have not
I
tried
just prefer
any-
comfort over quality.
And I do sit down and pen a letter to my father,
Mhm.
explaining, because he knows that we're off on important secret business. Because I had sent a note, I would have sent a note to him to tell Mother that I was off shopping for dresses or something.
Okay.
And
The
Write him a
8 and
letter,
6 ring really
just-
well.
just stating that this particular family that we've had a contract with a few times, probably several years in the past, was dutifully hospitable to me and my party, and that I would like their contract reviewed personally.
Okay.
That way they can barter a contract that works for whatever may happen come the harvest.
Okay.
Because I do reward those who are kind to me quite gratuitously.
Roll a persuasion check.
Alright. That is an 18.
Oh, beautiful. Yep. It is an eloquent, lovely, well thought out letter. Taking one look at it, you're like, yeah.
Yep.
And the bells in the town and throughout the countryside, you can actually hear bells, the sound of bells from quite far away being blown across the moors. So it's not just bells being rung in this town, it's actually bells being rung all throughout the countryside. And they're getting louder and louder as the new year gets closer and closer. Not only the new year, but in fact an entire new century. A century that people have anticipated for quite some time.
Speaking of the new year, I'm gonna take a swirl of whiskey.
Well, Happy New Year!
Well, we've got like 60 seconds. We're at 11:59 p.m. This is the last sip of booze of the old year.
Right?
Alright.
15 seconds.
Those people are overachievers.
Start at 10.
9, 8, 7, 6,
6,
5,
5, 4, 3,
2,
1.
Happy New Year!
And
Took me a while to
Happy New
drink.
Year
welcome
to
to
everyone.
2023!
Happy New Year, everybody!
We survived 2022.
I'm still trying to process 2020.
Same. Girls, same. Yep.
Thank you for joining us.
And if you enjoyed tonight's, please like and subscribe. We will be back tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's going to be 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I got that right.
Yep.
Yes.
All right. And as usual, we'll get the stream started when we actually get started.
It will be between 3:30 and 4, I would say.
Yeah, between 3:30 and 4.
3:30 and 4, yeah.
So thank you all for joining us, and as always, live long and
Live long
prosper.
and prosper.
Bye!